Hi everybody, welcome to the channel. Uh, First and foremost, this is not a video about the upcoming anthology. Now, this video has been suggested by a subscriber who wanted to know what the recent records I got from the Chesterfield Record Fair are like. So I did do a video the day after I've been to the record fair, basically showing you some of the records, but since then I've had time to clean them all and play them, so it's going to be a bit more of an in-depth review. I put my granddad glasses on so I can see what I'm reading to you and things like that. So I hope you're all gonna enjoy this. It's just a break from the, anthology controversy that's going on around the YouTube community at the minute. So I went to this record fair. I did spend quite a bit of money, but not as much as what I could have. So if you haven't seen the original video, there will be a link to it somewhere below. So yeah, it's a fantastic record fair. The first record that we're going to look at is Cream with the Valley Gears. Obviously, this is a record that I hadn't got. And I paid, what did I pay for this? £20 for this. And this is an original first UK pressing. And it's on Reaction Records, which is actually quite a rare record label nowadays. It did need a good clean, don't get me wrong, but it's come up really, really nice. So that is side one. That's the record labels. And then that is side two. Now, I do like Cream. I really do like Cream, but I've got a couple of their LPs. I've got Wheels on Fire and Goodbye. Is it Goodbye? Or The Best of Cream, something like that. So a lot of the songs on here I didn't actually know, to be honest. But when I was playing it, I was actually blown away how good the musicianship, and there's bits of even like humour in this, as well as like your progressive rock and things like that. I mean, you've got Strange Brew and Sunshine of Your Love, which are really, really well known and the worst singles at the time. But this, I was looking on eBay the other day, and I think for £20 this was a bargain. I have put it in a new anti-static in the sleeve, because what's the point of cleaning all your records if you're going to put them back into the old sleeves? The original sleeve is still in there. The cover on this, the LP cover on this is really, really nice. Yeah, so I think that was £20 well spent, to be fair. You might disagree. I'm only telling you what I think of these records, and I've had time to clean them, play them, and listen to them properly and things like that. Yeah, that's took me about 2 weeks to do it, but this was the bargain of the day. This was the Beatles Rock and Roll Music Volume 2, excellent condition, £6. Now, this didn't really need a clean, to be fair, but as I've said, I was cleaning the rest of them, so I thought I might as well clean this one. Now, I was got on there that this is from 1980, but I think this is a later copy because it's on the later MFP label. We'll try to make it look a bit more modern. And it is virtually mint. And the sound quality on this is fantastic. I played it the other day, and I did, I was a bit naughty in one way because I did put on really, really loud, and then I opened my windows and we listened to this in the garden. So yeah, that's in the new anti-static sleeve, and the original one is still there as well. So I think this was the bargain of the day. I mean, £6 for Beatles record, you can't go wrong, can you? Whether you've got this or not. Maybe Apple, this silly releasing pattern that they're doing at the minute, could do this and do volume 3. Could do rock and roll music volume 3. Hey, there's an idea. And then charge you 150 quid to get the third album and get these two free. That's just Beatle Dave being cynical, I think. But I can laugh about it. But in all fairness, it's getting a bit out of hand. We're going off the topic, aren't we? Next, we've got this album, and in the original video, I did say I've been after this for years and years and years. This is a US reissue, so this is on Hollywood Records, and it's Queen with Innuendo. which was basically the last proper Queen LP to be released while Freddie Mercury was still alive. There was it Made in Heaven came out afterwards, but obviously that had been recorded before this, I think, or the vocals had, and then the rest of the band put the instrumentation to it. And this is on a marbly effect vinyl. Again, this sounds absolutely amazing. Now, somebody did comment on this, and they did tell me that it was a reissue, which I didn't know, because originals of this, UK originals, are mega, mega, mega money. You know, you're talking 60, 70, maybe even £80. I paid £25 for this, and I think, from what the person was saying, the show must go on, I'm going slightly mad, and there was another song actually slightly edited. I didn't realise that when I was playing this, so that is how good this LP is. Yeah, again, over the moon to find that. Really, I'm over the moon to find that. This is a great thing when you go to record fairs, or you know you're out somewhere and you find a little record shop and you go digging in the crates and stuff. I went with intention to the record fair of only spending X amount. Didn't stick to that. This next one is the Jimi Hendrix Experience. Now I did only pay £12 for this. Excuse me. And it's Axis Bold as Love. And I'd never ever heard this album. I've heard of it, but I've never heard any of the tracks on it or anything. We're very, very careful because it's a sleeve that comes out like that. Now this is on Track Records, and I can't find this anywhere. I've looked on eBay. I've even looked on Discogs. I know this is a reissue, but I'm not sure when it's from. There is a mark on it, just there. Let's see it or not. But it's not a feelable scratch. And the other side is virtually mint. Now I played this, and I did like it. I can't say I didn't like it. You know, it is in really, really nice condition. And after all, it's the Jimi Hendrix Experience, isn't it? But I think this is going to be what they call a grower. I think I'm going to have to listen to this quite a few times to listen, you know, to really appreciate it. I do like it. I've got to emphasise that I do like it, but I don't really know any of the songs on it. So I think that's going to be one that over time I will, you know, get to love it. At the minute I like it, but I want to love it, if that makes sense. It could be from 87, could be from 1987, because the number there says 87. And sometimes they do mean that was the year it was done, other times they don't. But if you know any different on that, again, great album. Fantastic find for £12. And yes, I know it's a reissue. This next one isn't. This was the surprise of the day, and this was one of the first records that I bought at the record fair. And it's The Who, a quick one. And this is an original UK first pressing in mono. The cover looks worse on there than it actually is. It's just got a little bit of creasing in it. But you know, this is older than me. This record is actually older than me. And yes, it's probably in better condition than me, especially this morning. So this is on the Reaction label. And the label's there, folks. Now that there is a scratch, but again, it's not feelable, and that is the song "A Quick One While He's Away," which is one of the reasons I bought this album, because I love that song. But it plays fantastic all the way through. So that, again, the same what I paid for it. I paid £10 for that. You go on Discogs and places like that, and that is usually a hell of a lot more than £10. And it plays absolutely fantastic. I've got no problem with that LP whatsoever. And that was one of the joys of going to the, like, you know, going to record fair and finding something you don't expect to find, and at a price that you can't actually believe. Excuse me. Then there's this one. This is the Pretenders. I think This is the first album. That might be the second album. I can't remember. I do know I've got another one of these albums. Produced by Chris Thomas, who went on to, well, he produced the Sex Pistols and went on to produce Paul McCartney. So you've got Precious, The Phone Call, Up in the Sky, Tattooed Love Boys, Space Invader, The Wait, Stop Your Sobbing, the old Kink song, Kid, Private Life, Bass in Pocket, Lovers of Today, and Mystery Achievement. And this is actually, I think, it's a foreign pressing. It says Nova, and then it says sub-license D something Psy Records USA. So does that mean let's have a look. See if we can see what it says on the record label. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. It doesn't actually say where it's made. Now, on this computer does not like record labels that are white, so you can see that that's actually come out okay. Now, there is a few marks on this, I must admit. But again, played this full blast. I was dancing around in the garden. The neighbours must have thought I'd gone crackers. That was £1. £1 for Pretenders LP. Yes, the cover needs cleaning, don't get me wrong. But you do get the original lyric in a sleeve, and you do get this, which I presume is the original one for it. Folds out like that. It's a bit strange. Again, on there, it doesn't say where this is made, but the catalogue number is RAL3NP. So yeah, again, wasn't really expecting to find something like this for £1. So it just shows you there is bargains to be found when you go to record fairs. If you want records for hundreds of pounds, you can, or you can sometimes find things like this, which is just £1. Really enjoyed listening to that. Even Sue like that, and she's not the biggest fan of the Pretenders, but when we was playing it, apart from Bass in Pocket, she goes, "Well, I'd have never thought that was Pretenders." But yeah, so really, really happy with that one. There was 1 second, folks. Nothing ever goes to plan, does it? Nothing ever goes to plan, especially when you're doing a video and you're doing it live. Well, I say live, I'm recording it live. I don't very often edit my videos. I try to do them as normal as possible, if that makes sense. Then there was this one. I've had a lot of comments about this. Madness. Mad Not Mad. Now, I did pay quite a lot of money for this. I paid £35 for it. The album itself is probably worth between £10 and £15, to be honest, but you did get a publicity photo with it, which is signed by all of the band. What's it worth? I have no idea. I really have no idea. I know Gav Axman Spins and Nick's Final Butty have left me comments on it, but I think at the end of the day, it's like anything else. That is going to be worth what somebody would be willing to pay for it if I was selling it, which I'm not, because it's a curio and I love Madness. Again, this was a bit, shall we say, grotty, and I got it, and I didn't think it was going to play, and I thought, well, I've wasted my money, but I haven't, because I got the same thing. But and it's an album that I didn't have. I've cleaned it, and it plays absolutely amazing. Looks can be deceptive in the record collecting world. I've got original 1960s LPs that look absolutely scratched to hell, and they play absolutely perfect with no skips and no jumps. Okay, a little bit of background noise, a bit crackly here and there, but that's nothing, is it? Then I've got reissue LPs and brand new LPs that I bought over the past few years, and look absolutely amazing in the jump. So each to own £35 that was. Then I got this one for nothing. The chap I bought this off, I also bought the through a quick one while he's away LP, and he gave me this for nothing. So £10 and £3, so it should have been £13, but he just gave me this and just charged me for that. This is Sweet Suburbia by the Skids. I've played this. I did clean it. Didn't really need to clean, to be honest, and I was really surprised. I did like Skids when I was growing up. You know, I'd Into the Valley and things like that, and working for the Yankee Dollar and circus games. You know, and two of the members of Skids then went on to do Big Country, didn't they? So yeah, really surprised. Again, it's things like that you don't really expect to find at a record fair. Well, I don't. Then this one's had a lot of comments about it. Some people are saying it's an official release. Other people are saying it's a bootleg. Um, I tend to think it is a bootleg. Now, this would originally have been disc one of a 2-disc set. And it's the Beatles White Album. And it does say original sound recording made published 1968 EMI Records and copyright 1968 EMI Records, and it has got a number. The number is 1C, and then it's 172 stroke 04 173 PD stereo. And the marvellous thing about this is I only paid £25 for it. Always the track listing, John on the front, and then the second disc would have been George and Mingo on it. Now I've looked everywhere to try and get the second disc. Can I find it? Can I help? Look, it's a picture disc. Again, I've played this. I'm saying it's a picture disc because some people don't like picture discs and say, oh, they sound horrible, they sound crap. I actually thought this sounded really nice. Look, it's John Lennon. John. Yeah, so £25. I didn't think that was bad. Will I ever find the second volume? I very much doubt it. But if I did, then I think these two would be worth quite a lot of money. £25, nothing, is it, for a picture disc? £25 is really nothing for a Beatles LP. See, again, this is what Apple could do. They could get the White Album and do it like this. So you've got to buy it separately to get the first one and the second one put on picture disc, or like a really nice marble effect off-white colour, and maybe do a volume 3 of outtakes. That's Beatle Dave being stupid again. Yeah, I'm just trying to put a bit of fun on it because everybody just seems to be moaning at the minute. You're going on a lot of the YouTube channels and they're all moaning about this anthology thing. Right, if you want it, go out and buy it. If you don't want it, don't buy it. Simple. I'm not buying it. Well, I say I'm not buying it. I might buy the CDs. Might, if they come down in price. Then there's this one, Paul McCartney, No More Lonely Nights, extended version picture disc. Let's get it the right way up so you can see what Paul looked like in 1984, if you didn't know, which was the lead track of the film, wasn't it? Give my regards to Broad Street, which some people like, some people don't. I've watched it a couple of times, the film, and I think it's okay. It's not a masterpiece, don't get me wrong, but it's all right. There's some, you know, Paul does some Beatles songs in it and things like that. And, you know, it's of its time, and that is the B side. So I thought, when I did the original video, I said on side 2, you get No More Lonely Nights, Silly Love Songs, and No More Lonely Nights ballad. You don't. That side is Silly Love Songs and No More Lonely Nights ballad, and then that one is No More Lonely Nights extended mix. And the version of Silly Love Songs on there is not the Wings version, it's the version for the film. And played it, sounds okay, and that was only £5. So, you know, some of these prices I can't really moan at. I can't moan at them anyway, can I? I mean, whether you like that or not, you can buy that and then you can put it on your wall as a bit of art, couldn't you? So, You see what I'm saying? Everything is in the eye of the beholder, as we used to say. Then there was this one. This is actually a good LP. Now, I did have a box set years and years ago, CD box set called Unsuppressed Masters. But I can't remember this one being in it. So you've got Penny Lane, Remix 9. You've got Norwegian Wood Take 4, Right Channel Mono. You've got Flying, Remix 4. You've got While My Guitar Gently Weeps, Take 1 Mono. You've got Come and Get It, Take 1. You've got Lady Madonna, Take 4. You've got Revolution, Take 15. And then LL Edit, LLT Edit. Then you've got F for Duck, which is an early version of Sexy Sadie. And then you've got Sexy Sadie, Who the F Do You Think You Are? John, just running through the songs basically. That's side one. Side two, you've got To Get You Into My Life, Take 9, Mono. You've got Day Tripper, Take 3. You've got Blue Jay Way, Remix 1. You've got I Am the Walrus, Remix 4. You've got Vain, Take 7, Mono. You've got I Want You, She's So Heavy, Apple Sessions, 28th of the 1st, 1969. And then you get Across the Universe, Take 8, Hums Wild. This is a limited edition of 500 apparently, and mine is 421. Again, I've played this and it sounds absolutely amazing. If you like unofficial Beatles records, that is the original inner sleeve. I did put this into a new anti-static sleeve, and this is the one that is on a Union flag label, but it's got Captain Caveman on it, and it is actually called Caveman Records, the company that does this. So you don't get the track listing on there. Sound quality on that is acceptable for what they are, because the demos aren't in alternate takes. So yeah, really happy with that. That was £25, and you did get something else with this, didn't you? You got this little poster of George's psychedelic guitar, like he used on the Magical Mystery Tour film when they're doing I'm the Walrus. I think that's actually quite nice. See, all these freebies. Apple, please take note. This is the sort of thing we want. Paying, really, really high amounts of money for things, give us extras as well. Um, then there was this one, Pill, and I think this is called 9. I must admit I've played this a few times. Again, this is what they call a grower. I like it, but I want to love it, so it's going to take me, excuse me, a few more times to get into this album. So far, what I've heard, I do like. There's nothing on here but which I think, oh God, what am I listening to? It's a completely different Public Image band to the ones that did the original Public Image Limited album, or first issue as it's sometimes called. Yeah, so again, this didn't look in very good condition when I first got it, but I've cleaned it on my record cleaner machine. It's come up really, really nice. Sound quality is okay. Nothing really that stands out as as a really, really exciting album so far. But like I say, I think I've got to give it time to grow on me. Happy, Disappointed, Warrior, LS1, Sandcastles in the Snow. That's quite a good one. Happy was a single one, and I think Disappointed was a single as well. Worry, Brave New World, Like That, Some Old Story, and Amanda. Produced by Stephen Hughes and Pill. Yes, it's Pill or John Lydon. You either like it or you don't. On the whole, I do like Pill. I'm not the world's biggest fan of them, obviously, but you know, I've got a few of the records. I've got Flowers of Romance. I've got First Issue. I've got Live in Tokyo. I've got the greatest hit so far on CD. What's the other one I've got? I did have the metal box years ago. There's something else I've got, and I can't remember what it is. I think that's the CD as well. So yeah, you know, but yeah, all in all, really, really nice. Nice enough to listen to. You know what I mean? But a few more listens are needed for me to appreciate it, as I should, if that makes sense. Equally, Dave knows what he's on about. And then there was this one. That was £10, by the way, that Public Image one. And then this one was also £10. And this is an album that I did have many, 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 many years ago when this came out, when I wasn't even Beatle Dave. In fact, I think I might have just been getting into the Beatles when this came out, this LP. And it is a band that I went to see live quite a few times back in the day. It's the Troops of Tomorrow by the Exploited. Again, £10 for this. I snatched the bloke's arm off, basically, or snatched his hand off. £10 for that, yeah, yeah, yeah. At first, I thought it was the issue, but it's not. This is a original UK first pressing. Of course, Troops of Tomorrow were actually the song was actually written by the Vibrators, so that's a cover. So you get Jimmy Boyle, Daily News, Disorder, Alternative, that's a remix, USA, Rapist, Troops of Tomorrow. Side 2 is UK 82, Sid Vicious was Innocent, War, They Won't Stop, So Tragic, and Germs. And like I said, I played this and I was bopping around the music room like a bloody idiot. I should know better. But I don't do it. I won't. That's just me at the end of the day. Yeah, it's still going now, apparently. You can still go and see a version of Exploited, but I think Watty Butchman, is it? Singer, I think he's the only original person that's still in it. Yeah, so I was quite surprised to get this and to get it at the price that I did. And it's on Secret record label. That's what it's called, Secret. And I think this was reissued a few years ago, but it was on something like Demon Want It or something like that, or Cherry Red or something like that. If you're into your punk, you know, this is an amazing LP. I've got Punk's Not Dead, and I've got Live on Stage by the Exploited. But yeah, to find this, I really was speechless. And like I say, I snatched the bloke's hand off. £10 goes for a hell of a lot more than that on eBay. You know, for an original UK first pressing, which this is. So yeah, so that was my finds from the Chesterfield Record Fair. I love going to record fairs, but I don't go to as many as I'd like to because of my work patterns and things like that. So if you know, if you're ever in the area and you see AA record fairs, just go and have a look. You know, there's always a good selection and things like that. So that is it. So hit or miss, I'd say they were all hits basically. For me, some of you might think, oh, I only paid X amount for that, or I only paid that and I once bought that. But we're all different. That is the joy of being a record collector. Everybody is different. Like all the Beatles records I like, if you're a Beatles fan, you might think, well, they're the rubbishy ones. We're all individuals. We all can think for ourselves and things like that. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I was going to say a little video, but it's gone on a bit longer than I thought. It's just a bit of humour fun. It's just, you know, it's just a bit of humour and fun because there's so much negativity about the Beatles anthology at the minute. So I thought, let's do something fun, put a smile on people's faces. So I hope I've done that. And at the end of the day, remember, you are the Beatle Dave, and Beatle Dave loves each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your support for the channel, your comments, your likes, and things like that. If you've got to this point of the video, by the way, and you know, and you've liked it, please just leave me a thumbs up because that helps YouTube promote the channel to other people, basically. So that's it. I'm going to love you and leave you. You might get a couple more videos over the next few days because Beatle Dave has got a few days off work, but Beatle Dave has got a hell of a lot of catching up to do. things in the house, things for me mum and things like that. So, you know, I thought just get a video out now, and then, you know, hopefully it's cheered people's days up, and then I've done my job. So until the next time, it's peace, love, and happiness to you all. Remember, Beatles Dave loves each and every one of you out there. Thanks again, and see you soon, hopefully.